everyone, welcome to the Ichimoku.co daily futures market review for the trading day ending Wednesday, November 18th. Firstly to gold futures, and here we see for this current candle that has completed trading, the second last candle in the chart, formation of an indecisive spinning top type candle, almost a doji candle at the end of a very significant downtrend. The market did breach down through the 1072 level on a fairly bearish candle, but we haven't seen the follow through to confirm. And the introduction of an indecisive candle does suggest that the sellers certainly have run out of some steam, and suggesting a possibility of a change of trend back to the upside. And that's what we're seeing, the potential for that in this new session that is currently developing. We are seeing some buying coming in, but there is potentially some strong resistance back at this 1072 level and then up at the 1075 level. If that area at the 1075 level can be breached to the upside, obviously then we will have a change of trend. That change of trend could be very short-lived, as the market may then interact with the Tenkan-sen indicator trading at 1079, 1080, and there's a very good chance of the Tenkan-sen holding as very strong resistance and then the sellers returning back to this market. In terms of Ichimoku, still a bearish market in all three time frames, supported by the Chikou span, but looking just a little overextended in a depth away, especially from the Kijun-sen. So some mean reversion here wouldn't surprise, and if we do see the market attempting to mean revert and the trend change in that first time frame, we could use our Fibonacci techniques to look at some targets. And just using the Fibonacci tool on this current downtrend that the market's in, and we're using the Fibonacci extension tool, we're examining the relationship of this very strong first time frame downtrend that the market was in for quite some time. And all through this period we didn't technically have a change of trend to the upside. We had a very weak retracement, and now the market finding some indecision around the 23.6% level. It does suggest that there is potential for a change of trend on a first time frame basis, so looking for confirmation of that with the market to make a higher high and a higher low. Looking to our bands with gold futures, and here we see continued price activity down below the lower band, suggesting we have a very strong negative tone to this market still. The introduction of indecision in the market following the lower band holding as resistance does suggest potential for a pullback, but to watching the lower band at 1076.9 to continue to hold as resistance, and it will be a very, very important area for the next day's trading. And at the moment it certainly does look as though we may have a change of trend based on the buying that's coming in this new session. Next to Imax Oil, and here we see the market continuing to trade down through the bottom of the Ichimoku cloud, suggesting a negative market in big picture terms, as well as negative in the medium and fast term time frame, but trading below the Kijun-sen, the pink line, and the Tenkan-sen, the green line. Importantly, that Tenkan-sen is pointing down sharply, and that reflects solid downside momentum in the short term time frame, and suggesting that off the back of this retracement and the development of a weak indecisive candle, we certainly could see the sellers return into this market. Also, the 42.45 level has held as resistance for today's candle, and with the Tenkan-sen moving just lower for the new session, there is an opportunity here for that area to hold even stronger and for the sellers to come back into this market. Any selling is likely to see some strong support coming in around the $40 level, and that will be an important benchmark for Imax Oil moving forward. Next to wheat futures, and for the previous day's trading we saw the 488 level holding as support. Today we've breached down through there in a moderately bearish manner. We have seen the sellers lose some commitment. There is support coming in at this previous swing low, and we have seen the sellers back off to a minor degree, as evidenced by this small shadow. So a loss of commitment down through this area, and this area around 480 is going to be an important area moving forward. We will need to see the sellers breach down through there in a strong bearish manner if we are going to see the trend continue down. But we do have a bearish market in all three time frames, but with these levels of support all the way down through here, not going to be convinced that we are going to trade significantly lower until we can trade through some of these support areas. to corn futures, and corn futures are looking slightly different. And with corn futures, the area of support at 359 has held quite solid over the past week or so. Tested on multiple occasions. We did have one bearish close below there, but a lack of follow-through saw the buyers rally the market, and now formation of a doji candle here suggests a lot of indecision in this market. So we're caught between very strong support at 359 and potentially strong resistance around the Tenkan-sen 365, and also at the area just above there at 367.25. To the US 30-year bond futures, and here we see an indecisive doji type candle. The market finding support once again down through 153.11. It has held a support for 3 consecutive days, testing down through there but unable to close down through there. It will be the benchmark moving forward. Price action is now maintained above the Tenkan-sen indicator, suggesting some bullishness in the short-term time frame and a possibility of a bounce here, but with the introduction of an indecisive candle, not too sure whether we are going to see any strength from the buy. Resistance coming in up through to about this 154 level. A solid bullish breach up through there could see the market trade higher and attempt to mean revert back to the Kijun-sen indicator, about the 155 level. Some opposition to the buyers may come in at the resistance level around 154.27. But at the moment, the indecisive doji candle does suggest that we do need to wait for the market to clear either the strong support below or the solid resistance overhead. And to the S&P 500 futures on the hourly chart, and here for today we've seen solid bullish price activity maintained up above the Ichimoku cloud, and we saw the breakout for yesterday's trading, and the market trading up through the Tenkan-sen indicator, failing to reach the first pivot point resistance level. We haven't had that problem today. We easily reached the first and then through the second, but unable to reach the third. Price action was maintained well up above the Kijun-sen for the majority of the trading day, testing to there, close to there at the end of the session on a bullish candle, extending price action up through that second pivot point resistance level. At the moment we are trading above the middle pivot point level, just looking a little overextended in depth away from the Ichimoku cloud, so a retracement wouldn't surprise. Looking to support then to come in if we do see that retracement around the middle pivot point level at 2068, and with the Tenkan-sen trading there, we're likely to find very strong support around that area. If we do trade through there, looking to the Tenkan-sen around 2062 to hold as support. If we do see this rally continue, looking to the first pivot point resistance level around 2093 to hold as potential resistance, and any selling down through the Kijun-sen, as we saw it could hold as strong support. We are likely to see some strong support coming in at the first pivot point support level around 2053, and it is very close to the top of the Ichimoku cloud for the majority of the trading day, and then therefore strengthening the potential support around that.